How we got? Hey, we're making it live. We're live.
Yay!
Happy Memorial Day.
Hi,
I know it
y'all.
is a holiday, and we're still on the air.
I know. Well, when you got barbecue and you got beer on the podcast, how do you say no to that?
No, I mean, well, that was it. I mean, like what a way to close out the month of May. All right, I know. We actually had one, two, three, four, five. We had 5 weeks in this month of
Gee.
Monday nights, and we only took one off. Just we had some sickness and had to take one off. But I was
Yeah,
like, I got to complete at least do four. I think in June we have four. We only have four in June, right?
we
One,
do.
two, three, four in June. Yeah. So, but anyway, so Memorial Day. All right. Usually everybody does the barbecue. I know I usually do, but I actually we picked our food this week. We picked ribs, which I have been cooking all day.
Yay.
They were done. They were done about an hour ago, but still.
But why not keep them on there? I will say that this year we cheated. I normally love to make ribs, and my ribs are so yummy. But we hadn't really been going out this long weekend, so we wanted to do something today, and we went to Carson, and they have these springs, these mineral springs, which I absolutely needed after running a half marathon yesterday. My legs were mad at me. My ankle was just hurting. And so got to go out there. So it's like, okay, I either make ribs or go to the springs. And I said, you know what? Safeway does make their own ribs. Usually they put the barbecue outside and they got it going. So pick those up. And I said, this is what we're going to do. But the one thing that, of course, I had to do was make my Mexican street corn. So it is partially done. I actually had to leave the husk on here. It is charred.
Yeah.
And the butter's on it, but I don't have the other stuff on it. So I will be doing that on air.
Now, when you cook that, you did it on the grill, like I did. Gwen did ours on the grill for us. When you cook that on the grill, do you wrap it when it's on the grill, or you just leave the husks on and then unwrap the husk? How do you? Is that how you do it?
So I take off the edge. I'll pull off maybe the top one layer of husk, but I leave it on there, and then I just throw it on there, and I just turn it until the husk is black. Once it is charred on the inside, it is just beautifully cooked. I mean, I am telling you. This is beautiful. See, and sometimes the char does go through. This one has a couple of chars on that side, on this side. And then I just bring it inside. I pull the husk back, and it is hot. So if you're doing it and you have mitts, use the mitts because it is hot. You will still have all the little hair. So you just have to pull it all back, grab it from the back, put your butter on. Then you add all your other ingredients, which consist of mayo.
Okay.
Usually cotija cheese. I'm using Parmesan cheese because that's what I have. And then one other thing is tahini. I love adding tahini.
I was going to wonder if you were going to put tahini on it because I was thinking like paprika. But yeah.
You could do that. The other way you can do it is if you're using a chili powder, you can also add lime juice. So just sprinkle the lime on there, which I do have fresh limes, but this already has the citrus in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little lime in there. I will just use these. So it's the butter, then mayo, then the Parmesan cheese, and then the tahini. And this is delicious. Now, you can get it off the cob, but I thought, you know what? It is barbecue. And so I'm just going to leave it on the cob. But I was going to take it off the cob and put it in a little cup, like a little see-through cup so that you can see all the ingredients. But part of the fun is eating it on the cob, and it's going to be messy, and I know it, but
I have extra napkins for messy tonight.
I usually have my wet napkins, and I don't have that today, but I do have my big black napkin on my lap ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, my ribs from Safeway. So thank you, Safeway, for making my life easier.
So ours is, mine is like, I actually we did an ear, but we cut it in half and I scraped half of it off to taste it. And then I have half of it. So, we got to eat some of it on the cob and get messy on camera.
That's right.
So, yeah. My ribs are done now. I actually cook my own ribs. I've actually perfected doing my ribs over the years. I'm still I think by the time I turn 95, I'll actually have the recipe perfected.
Nice.
I still have some of my own sauce. I make my own sauce, but Kroger, The coleslaw's from Kroger.
I got the Kroger potato salad.
Potato salad. But wait a minute. When you have barbecue, what is one thing you always have? You know what we always have with barbecue in Texas?
Baked beans.
No. But a lot of people have that. But one thing that is almost always every barbecue place gives you.
Oh, well, slaw, Oh, yes. Your roll. Yeah. I always loved slaw, but nobody else really eats slaw. So I said, well, I don't want to be the only one eating slaw. So I went with the potato salad, which will be doctored up, a few, a little bit more mayo added, some eggs, to make it like a deviled egg one. But I didn't want to buy their deviled egg.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I kind of like, I will buy beans in a can, whole beans in a can, and I will make my own refried beans. But I refuse to buy canned refried beans. They taste not good, and they have so much crap in it. So that's the way I see the deviled egg potato salad. And so I will buy it and then add my own things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
National Barbecue Month. Of course. Sean's giving away the secret what you guys are doing up there. I know you're at Sean's house tonight, not at work. So
that is correct. That's why it took me a second to prepare everything. Where is everything going to go? How can I log in? Making sure, so that's why when you got on, you were there so early that it was like,
I'm almost always logged in early while I'm setting up. I almost always do that. So I can look at my connection. I can look at what things are going on. That's just me being me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and for me, it was like, I needed to make sure the sound was okay. That there was enough light, so I was trying to get everything ready. It's like, do I go stay in the office? Do I come out to the dining room? And the dining room was just the easiest place to have a nice big round table that I could put everything in there.
So let me ask you this. Let's ask this to our listeners. All right. What is Memorial Day about? Do you know?
So Memorial Day is thanking those that have served, veterans, for their service. Labor Day is for workers. Memorial Day is for veterans and those that are still serving in the military.
No.
And those that have died. Those that have died. Your memorial.
Those who have passed, who have served our country and passed. Yes. All right. The ones that we have lost. All right. And I like to say this. All right. We have a lot of people who use social media as their argument tool. Those men died for both sides of your belief.
Yeah, that is true.
Whether you like Mexican beer or American beer, those men died for you.
Speaking of Mexican beer, that's what we got today.
We got Mexican beers.
So
show the one we have together. We actually both got that one together. So
the funny thing is that I got Modelo instead of the Corona because I figured.
You figured I would have Corona, didn't you?
Yes. So that's why I didn't grab that one.
Yeah,
then I was like, okay, they didn't have Estrella. They didn't have what I wanted. Well, then I saw, so in Bend, there's a lot of distilleries. There's a lot of breweries here in Oregon. But Bend has this one that I've had before, and I absolutely love it. So it is the Three Creeks Tres Arroyos Mexican Lager. It is very, very yummy.
Where is that made? No.
That is made in Central Oregon in Bend. So this is from Bend. So
I've been to Bend. Yeah, all right. But they call it a Mexican lager. So what makes it a Mexican lager?
It is, from what I've seen, whenever there's a Mexican lager, it is that blonde color like this. It is refreshing. It has a certain citrusy forward, if you will. So it's a very light and bright. It is light. I don't want to say it's lighter than a blonde, but it is similar to a blonde where it's just very refreshing and very light. And whenever I see a Mexican lager on tap, that's what I order. There's Rams in Wilsonville that during May, they usually will have the Mexican lager. And I try to get a growler fill from it because it's just so refreshing. It's got this taste that's just not your blonde. It's flavorful, but yummy.
Yeah. So, and I know you got that one, and then you got one other one. I know you got three. I only got two. So you got that one. Tell us about that one.
So Superior. So this one is actually also a Mexican beer. So the company's roots back, they have their roots back to 1922. when what's his name, Arion Antunicho formed the Superior Wholesale Grocery Company in Yorktown, Ohio. So, which is quite interesting because in here it does say a product of Mexico, and I know that I saw where it says imported by the United States Beverage, Stamford, Connecticut, but it is in the Cervecería Cuauhtémoc Moctezuma. So it's in Monterrey, Mexico. So this one is also your lager. It is made but imported by the U.S. but made in Mexico. So it's this one's got a little bit of history. Whereas Modelo, this one has been.
Modelo is kind of a national, like Corona, nationally known brand. All right, as being a Mexican beer. That's why I'm glad we both chose it because we did not pick. We didn't tell each other what to pick. All right.
Yep.
And this we did say to have a local flair, though, didn't we?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this one is northwestern part of Mexico City called Tacuba. And this one started back. It was first brewed in 1925. So this one, so it's going to hit its 100th year in 3 years. So it's coming along. It's coming along. So it is very well known. There is another one that's Modelo Negra, which is the dark amber color, which is.
I have that one downstairs, but I chose just to bring this one up. So.
Yeah, this one I figured it's more of a barbecue type. The other one has a little bit more. It's just a little bit stronger, so I didn't want to go there with it. So I decided to wait on it. So that's where that one comes from. But this one, it is from now Stamford, Connecticut, but it was a popular Mexican beer, and it's only in select markets, so not everybody can get it. But this one is more from the Veracruz area, so you're looking at the Caribbean side, if you will, that side of Mexico, not the Pacific side. Whereas this one is
we call that the Gulf side.
The Gulf side.
We call that in Texas the Gulf side.
Yes, there you go. Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
But it has been around for a long time, and it's supposed to be nice and refreshing. I've seen it. I have not tasted it, so this is going to be a new one for me. So I definitely want to open this one. The other two, I can choose. Since you have Modelo, I might decide to not open that one, and I'll open this one.
But we got to open the Modelo because we have to taste Modelo together. But,
okay. Yeah.
All right. What do you think I went with?
Went with on beer? Your other beer?
Because when we said go local, what do you think? First of all, let me just say, what brewery do you think I chose it from?
Oh, you have to go Texas. So, oh my goodness, I'm trying to think of Texas beers.
You and I did a tasting from this brewery a couple of months ago. So,
and we've done a few beers. Oh my goodness, why is this? I'm like, I have break. No, that wasn't one we did. I'm trying to. You're gonna have to tell me because I forgot. How could I forget? Shiner.
A Shiner. All right.
That's right. The one I couldn't get. Yeah, that's right.
Mexican style cerveza. All right. It is made in Texas at the Shiner Brewery. Okay. All right. Gwen I asked her to pick out something different because I really wanted to play the different games of what we get to taste. All right. Now here's the truth. I have never tasted Modelo, and I've never had this one. So basically, when I taste these today, I'm tasting them for the first time.
So we're gonna do one I've tasted, but that we're sharing, and then this one because I've not tried it before. Yeah. This one, it's local. It's Oregonian, but I know it's good, so I like that one. But I got to go with Superior because I've not had it before. So got to go with the stuff I haven't tried.
All right. Well, let's break open the Modelos.
Okay. I did see somebody open a Modelo with a lighter, a big lighter.
Really?
Yes. You know what I did not.
You notice how the Modelo still has that gold.
Yes.
I like when beers do that. Yeah.
One thing that is traditional for Mexican beers is to have a lime, which I did cut and I didn't grab. So let me grab the lime.
I didn't bring a lime either, so I'm gonna do them without the limes. But
I do have it right here. That's why I'm just gonna grab it because it's right here.
oh, and I have 2 cups that I'm doing today, or 2 different glasses. So this here's a big, like we have a set of 4 of these that usually I keep one in the freezer, but I didn't grab the freezer one. I grabbed one of the ones up off the shelf. All right, big long.
Right, those are perfect. See, these are, I even had it pre-cut. So one of the things you can do when, ladies, if you are having a bottle of Mexican beer and you're adding that lime to it, once you've put the lime in, because most of the time our fingers are way too small to tip it. If I try to do this, it's going to be spilling all over the place. So if your hands are clean, which mine are, what you can do is put your hand on it, hold it, and very slowly turn it. And then you'll see the lime coming up and allow it to get to the top. And once you get to the top, so that way it distributes some of that lime juice, then you're going to, again, slowly bring it. No, not right now. I will make a mess and I'll have to clean it up. And do it for, you're so bad. You just want to make a mess. When you're reopening it, go slow again because this will go and it'll fizz all over the place and you don't want that. So ever so slowly, and there you go. Yeah. And then, of course, I always still clean my bottles and I still clean the top of, even if I've washed them, I still do that cleaning. That's just what I do.
This is a really, and I don't have a lime with it, all right? But I'm thinking, a lime, I'm probably really good with a lime.
I'm going to use my pretty little cup for this one because why the heck not? I got my other little small cups.
Yeah.
And it's got some good things.
I've never had this before. This is better than Corona. Hey, honey.
It's got a little bit more depth. Yeah.
Hey, honey, Modelo's better than Corona.
Have I been saying that for how long? It's better than both of them.
Very good. So, and okay, if we're gonna go get back to the corn, when you're doing your corn, some people just smother it in mayo. I do like mayo. I don't like smothering in mayo. I just like a nice thin layer of mayo, just enough to make it, a little white, and then usually it's cotija cheese. I am using Parmesan because that's what I have. And then you just sprinkle it on there. And then your last thing is your tahini, or you can use the chili powder and the lime. So yes, you can use the lime juice and so then now you have this nice, refreshing, just citrusy.
I've never done that with the mayo because I'm a butter guy on my corn. But
there's already butter on here.
Yeah.
And so that citrusy comes through on the tahini, the buttery sweetness of the butter, the salt from the mayo, and then you have that with a beer.
Really?
You're gonna have that.
I feel like I'm at a picnic.
Yep. And we had visited Sean's family a few months back, and his mom was making corn, and I'm like, "Can I barbecue the corn?" And they're like, "Oh, well, too late. It's already in the." Mind you, this was hours before. It's already being boiled, and I'm like, because and so we get there, and I said, "Okay, well, can I do my own thing to my corn?" So I had brought the mayo, I had brought the tahini, I had brought my Parmesan. Actually, I think I did bring the cotija cheese. And they're seeing me do what I'm doing, and they're like, well, can I try that? So everybody tried it, and they really liked it. But having that char from the barbecue, that's just what makes it so special.
Wow. So, just for the record, notice how those ribs just peel right off the bone?
This comes right off to him. Pretty. Yours are definitely going to be better than mine, but.
Yep.
And depending, because there's something else that's added, I can't remember. It's called esquites, which sometimes you'll see Mexican street corn, sometimes you'll see esquites. It pretty much has the same thing. Esquite has one more thing. And Cindy, if you know what esquites has that I didn't put on here, please let us know because I don't remember. But I know that sometimes I have had it at Carnival Food. This is one sweet corn. It was like 3 for $1 or something like that at Safeway.
So yeah, I already had mine. The corn, the cobs we got were already they already have the stuff taken off them. So
I almost did that, but because there was like one little area that wasn't covered with the husk, I said no, I need the full husk so that I can barbecue without worrying that it was gonna dry out my corn. Because what it does is that when it's on the barbecue, it steams it. And so as it's steaming, it's just making it just this beautiful kernels that just taste super yummy. But yeah, that goes well. And then of course I do have a different salsa today because I ran out of my other one. Still my Juanitas. This one is the brand from Safeway, the Select Chunky. So something new that I'm trying also.
So yeah, because I did the bread, I didn't bring chips today. So, but next month we're gonna do chips and dip every week.
Chips and dip, y'all. Chips
and dip every week. So
gotta make it fun. All right.
There you go. This is a Mexican street corn served off the cob and in a cup. This is street corn served on the cob.
Okay. So if I had taken it off the cob the way I was thinking of it, we would have been having esquites.
Yeah.
Because it would have been in the cup. Whereas here it's just straight on the corn. So thank you, Cindy. I knew you'd know.
Cindy is our girl about the country. She's the travel girl. So she knows a lot. She said something about she wanted to get us both on one of her podcasts.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I have to coordinate a day where we both can be on her podcast.
That'll be fun. Yeah. That'll be a lot of fun.
Well, ours is a bucket list show. And Cindy, put a brief description of your show in the comments so we can bring it up. So, but it's kind of, her bucket list show is kind of around the idea of what we wanted. Just like, we just chose to do it with a framing in around food and drink that we like. So of trying, but hers is around, all of her stuff she wants to do in life.
Oh, okay. Nice.
One
other thing that I brought here, which is very different for me, because normally I do my cucumber with lemon, my tajin, lemon and tajin, and that's how I have my corn. It has ranch dressing, homemade ranch dressing with basil, the cucumber, and usually it has tomatoes. Our tomatoes were very sad. I mean, we just got them, but yet they're, so we just opted no tomato. So this is another refreshing barbecue type that you can add to your.
Wait, no, I was thinking like the ranch dressing, but with maybe having a little dill to it.
Ooh, we added basil.
Basil. I was thinking, basil good, but dill. You think about the dill with that.
Yes,
cucumber.
Right.
So,
dill would
be show. National Days of Bucket Listing and Aviation Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. So that's her show. So all right, and we will work that. We will work with Cindy. We will work with Cindy to try to have the both of us on her show. All right. If not, I'm pretty sure she will have us individually on her show one way or another. So,
because a lot of the foods and drinks that we're having, they are from around the world. I mean, we've done Kentucky bourbons. We've done some. We did Irish everything in March, so it was all about Irish whiskeys and Irish beers and Irish drinks, and so that is, we're traveling the world only through food and spirits.
Didn't we? When we first started in like September, October last year, didn't we do something around the Oktoberfest idea? I don't know if we did. I know we will this year, but yeah.
We started in November.
Oh, okay.
And I remember because it was the weekend, it was the first Monday of November,
Mhm.
which is when my open enrollment time started. And I
Oh,
went,
yeah.
crazy time, but if we don't start now, it won't be till February, March.
Mhm.
Let's just start it. I will suck it up and I will work around it.
I know. But yeah, this year. So this year, yeah, we'll probably do an Oktoberfest this year. Yeah. So I know next month we're doing all summery things. So yeah. And we'll see what July and August have, because boy, we's pairing up some stuff. So anyway, so
We may be
I'm gonna
doing
switch.
gins in August. There's a possibility we might do
What did you say for August?
gins.
Mhm.
Gin drinks, actually, not just gin, but gin drinks.
Yeah.
Possibility, no confirmation. I just sent a bunch of information to Tim and I said, maybe gin drinks in August. So,
But what we'll do is so you know, always you can, if you think there's something we should do in a show, put it in the suggestions, put it in the comments here, all right, or email the show, all right. And I'm not sure, did I set up email addresses for each one of us in the show? I can't remember if I did or didn't, but anyway, I will. I'll get them set up and I'll announce them next week. So then you can just email the shows, but you can get into each one of our individuals. So I'll have to clear out the palette with some water and then move on to my shiner.
I'm like still enjoying the.
I can enjoy the food, but I'm trying to pair it with my drink. So.
Well, that's why I keep, as you can tell, my little cup's almost gone.
I got about half of that Modelo gone.
I went with the small drink, so. Oh, the other thing.
Oh,
Are you spilling?
No, it foamed and went right over. It's a good thing I have the second napkin with me.
Yes, that's important. So another, as I guess it's TikTok calls it, life hack. I just call it, hey, here's something that I do. Use the back of your fork to open your can, just enough to open it and then finish it off. A lot of these little things that I've learned since I was a kid, it was just called surviving. Oh. Now they're called life hacks. And nothing against Twitter. I'm not on or on TikTok, y'all. I'm not on TikTok, but just little things like that. But I do love knowing, because one of the radio stations that I listen to is from LA, and they do come up with different things that have to do with TikTok or not, and they will play some of the TikTok videos or audios, if you will, of things, and then the caller's supposed to say, is it real or what is this person about to say, what the life hack is. So it's been quite interesting to listen to some of those. But we're going to go with Superior. So
glass to air this one out a little bit better. Much lighter color. Much more whiter color.
Yeah, I was going to say mine's a little bit lighter too.
You look at the amber in the. You know what? Wait, no. Wait. When I look at it on the camera, like I'm looking at what my screen shows it, I'm like, oh, I don't want to drink that. You know what I mean, right? Yeah, because it puts a weird yellow to it.
Yeah,
but
it does.
This one here, in person, looks that way, but on the camera, it looks whiter.
It does. It is a little lighter on my end, and I just added a little bit of lime in there just to give it a little something, something. So that one just tastes lighter. It doesn't have the full flavor of the Modelo.
Yeah. The same thing. It's the same thing with this one here. It is a very light flavor. So, well, our food has got robust taste to it. I'm going to want the robust beer with it.
Yeah. I'm tasting. The one thing I will say, having the Superior, is that my barbecue taste is coming through even more because it's lighter, but it's the barbecue's overpowering the beer. Whereas with the Modelo pairs very nicely. I mean, the citrus in the corn just brought out the flavor of the Modelo. And then with the barbecue, I went, well, this one, it's very light. It's I feel like I'm drinking Tecate.
Yeah, that's because I think the Modelo has got that deeper taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's more of a full body beer
Mm-hmm.
than these other ones, and I've always been scared of full body beers because I was wondering what the taste was. Gwen likes the dark beers. I can taste a dark beer. Remember when I did the Guinness?
Yeah.
All right. I said I was never a fan of Guinness, but having the Guinness with we had the Guinness. What do we have with it? Oh, shepherd's pie.
Yes.
It went so well together. All right.
Mm-hmm.
On here, because of the foods we picked, all right, are robust foods for the barbecue. The light doesn't tickle my tongue as much.
This is a good one to have, just sitting on the porch. And you want something
By
bright.
itself. I would think this one by itself that I have, the Shiner. So,
well, let me try with chips. Maybe this is one that just chips and dip on the patio and just relaxing.
oh, did you catch this?
Oh, June 11th. Thank you, Cindy.
Didn't know that. Our show's not on the 11th. It's on the 13th. Damn it.
Mm.
Oh, well.
Well, here's to Corn on the Cob Day. Maybe I'll remind my clients about it when I do my newsletter because I still haven't sent it out. It'll go out on June 1st. So Elisa's waiting on my articles, and I think I'll bring up Corn on the Cob Day. That's an important day, and then I'll give the recipe on how to make the Mexican street corn.
Maybe. What do you think? Maybe we talk about doing 2023 where we put a monthly newsletter together with all the recipes that month and everything for our show. We'll have to get a place for you guys to subscribe to be able to get that. So I'm going to put a little bit of my sauce because again, that my ribs myself. By the way, they're not as warm now because I've been sitting there for a while.
The other nice thing about the corn, because it was piping hot when I put it on the plate, I smothered it with butter. Mm-hmm. It was steaming. I mean, it was hot. I'm like, hot, hot, hot. And now it's cooled down, but yet it's still.
That is the downside to doing a 1 hour show, is the food cools down while we're eating.
Yeah, but yet it still tastes good.
Yeah. Okay, so when I do my ribs without dipping sauce, now I didn't cook mine with sauce on them this time.
Okay.
All right, but I cook my ribs and then I have the sauce on the side. When I take the sauce and dip the rib in the sauce and then eat it, now it matches very well with the beer because the sauce is a very robust sauce to go with almost any beer. But still, I like the Modelo better.
I think so too. I'm right there with you.
Well, one more taste to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I liked it with the cucumber. Mm-hmm. And the cucumber is a little basil forward. But I think you're right. With the dill, it would have tasted, it would have still had flavor, but it wouldn't have been so forward. I think the dill's a little bit more subtle.
No. Hey, honey,
Yes.
can you give me a couple slices of lime?
Because that will enhance, I think.
That's what I was just thinking. If I add the lime to either one of these beers, of what it'll do. So I was at a barbecue place on Friday for one of my real estate group meetings, and they have Corona. So you go by the beer place first, right, on your way to get the barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we don't have any good limes. Oh well. And I grabbed my beer and
you have any lime juice? The little refrigerated.
Lime juice. I have a little lime juice. Good thing you remember I have that, by the way. You should. I like how you have the inventory of my kitchen.
Just what's related to the bar area. Or well, we do talk food, so yes, just certain things.
The truth is, Gladys actually has the has the scan of my bar and what's on it. She's monitoring my drinking levels.
Which is very minor. I think I'm the instigator. He drinks more with me than anybody else.
I do, really, because I really cut back on drinking a lot. So, and it's not that I was an alcoholic. I don't drink unless I have a food to pair with it or I'm doing a tasting of some sort.
Right.
So I'm at this barbecue place. I get the beer, then you go up and order your barbecue, get your sides, and of course, sides. I get macaroni and cheese, I get potato salad, I get coleslaw. All right. The one thing that everybody was getting, but they didn't have it on display, was the fried okra.
Oh,
Here in Texas, that's something we have to have on one of our things when it is fried okra.
I haven't had fried okra in a long time.
But I come up and I said to the guy, I says, "Do you guys have lime for the beer?" He goes, "No." I said, "Well, then I'll put the beer back. I don't want the beer." He goes, "You don't want the beer?" I was like, "No, without a lime, I'm not having a Corona." Doesn't make sense. So anyway, so I got a little bit of lime juice here. Let's kind of drip it in. There.
You make a mess.
No, I've already made a mess on my desk. By the way, it is the one time a week my desk gets cleaned is after this show.
Well, there has to be a reason why you clean your desk. So there you go.
Oh my God. That shiner's like 10 times better with a little bit of lime in it. It's like night and day in flavor.
Even with the lime, I'm still liking the oh my goodness, the Modelo better.
I'm sorry.
There's another one that I really like is Pacifico.
Yeah.
And I had a friend of mine that it's like, oh, you got to have a Pacifico whenever I was going on vacation, especially if it was Mexico. So the first beer I would have would be Pacifico, and then I would drink Corona the rest of the trip. But the first one was always still going, this one's for you, buddy. But Pacifico it's like a Modelo. It has that full flavor. It's really good. Estrella also, it doesn't have as a full flavor as a Modelo, but it still has some good flavor and very, very refreshing.
All right, here we go with the lime juice with the Modelo. Oh, that's heaven. This Modelo is far better than the Corona. And you know how much I love Corona.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Definitely that citrus just goes so well.
Mm.
Yeah, I went back to Corona. Oh my goodness, you have Corona on my. It goes well with the cucumber.
Yeah.
Even with the basil forward in there, it still meshes pretty well. I like that.
So we kind of picked a few things that we were putting because of the idea that we were thinking around the idea of a Memorial Day barbecue.
Right.
What do you normally have at your, if you have a Memorial Day barbecue, what is the typical foods you have at yours?
If I'm having a barbecue, just period, I love having ribs.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I want to have. The other thing would be chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Would be the next thing. Or because I'll have ribs and chicken, or ribs and a skirt steak that I've marinated with beer and orange slices, and I've kept it marinating after a dry rub, and then I make that. If I go in that direction, so if I am making the skirt steak, then I'm doing more of a Mexican style where I'll make my guac and my salsa.
Yeah.
If I go with chicken, then I'll be more going towards the potato salad and the coleslaw.
Yeah.
So it just depends. And if I'm doing that, then I usually will have, prior to the barbecue, I will have peel and eat shrimp with my homemade cocktail sauce. So usually I like to have a little bit of something beforehand. It'll also include some carrots and celery sticks with a ranch dip. So I like to have that pre-barbecue, then the barbecue. And then I usually end up forgetting about dessert because I'm not a big dessert person. So I usually have to be reminded dessert. And usually it's somebody else's responsibility to bring dessert because I'll say, hey, Tim, can you bring the dessert? I'll forget. The other stuff I don't mind doing. So, but having chips and dip or a chips and salsa, potato salad, coleslaw, shrimp, something charcuterie type, ribs, and the chicken or the skirt steak. Although once in a great while, I may actually throw a ribeye on there, but it's got to be a smaller gathering because ribeye, it's a little on the pricey side.
Yeah.
And usually for me, barbecue means a good amount of people coming together to eat. And it also means everybody's bringing something to add to it. So, so that's what usually a barbecue for me, it means people, it means a smorgasbord of different foods that I can try.
No, it's usually I pick the meats and everybody bring stuff around it.
Okay, nice.
So,
What do you normally make?
I love to do my ribs for everything. That's my classic thing that I do. That's me. Almost always I'll get brats and cook them.
Oh,
Brats, buns, all right, and have all the fixings to put on brats, even hot dogs. All right. So if there's kids, they can have hot dogs because it's smaller for them to eat. But when I do a skirt steak, I've hardly ever done a skirt steak at my barbecues. That's something that Gwen and I do. I have this great rub that we put together for a skirt steak. Has chili powder into it, oregano, pepper.
Ooh.
And then I put some cumin into it. All right, and some salt. I had some salt and pepper. But I take mine and I rub it in olive oil, and then
Okay.
put that, and then I put that onto it.
Oh,
Yeah. So, and that's, I mean, those are the things like, and almost always it's like I've got to have, like I'm doing a barbecue. I want to have that's why I want to have my potato salads, and I love a good yellow potato salad. All right, again, add in the dill. When you were talking about the cucumbers, I remember as a kid having a cucumber salad that had the dill into it and the ranch dressing and and things like that. It had the creaminess and the dill into it.
right. Yeah, that I love dill. I love throwing dill in a salad. Dill, and one thing, y'all, when it comes to dill, especially if it's dry, out of the jar dill,
Yeah.
put it in your hand and then rub it
Yeah.
before you sprinkle it on top. What that does is that it brings the aroma out and it just adds more flavor. It brightens up that dill. You would think that it's fresh dill that you are placing on this salad just by the simple fact that you are rubbing
Browning it. Yeah.
So I love dill.
And dill, like there's certain things that have the powerful taste to it. Dill is one of those things that has a powerful punch taste to it. Just like your mint, your cilantro. All right. They have that powerful punch to it. All right. And the more you can, and as you start to grind it up, that punches the flavor up onto it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's almost like when you muddle mint in a drink.
Yes. Which, that's one of the things I learned to do, the mint in my, and muddling it in my Moscow mules. So
I got a muddler at last.
Did you?
Yes, I got it like a month ago or 2 months. It must have been 2 months ago. I kept forgetting. And I was like, it kept rolling around in the backseat of my car, kept forgetting. I'm like, at last, took it out, washed it. It's now in my bar area. So I have a muddler now. Before it was like just getting a wooden spoon, and it's not the same. A muddler definitely makes a difference. It doesn't matter if it's wood or if it's a metal one, just get a muddler because that will help when you're breaking down.
It'll really, it really brings your flavor out when you do that with it.
It really does. And there's something about the way that they're made that it is not bruising your mint or your basil to the point of where it's all gooey. It just makes it perfect enough to where the oils are coming out, the flavors are coming out, and it is just going to make your drink that much better.
It is. It is.
So, yeah. Although you
So-
never want to use dry dill in a drink, you always want fresh dill. If you are using any kind of herb in a drink, it must always be fresh.
Fresh. Yeah, I've never done it. I can't think of anybody. I've never done a dried herb in a drink.
Well, you know what? A lot of times when you're cooking, you could use if you don't have fresh, you can use dry. You know, so people will swap out. So some people might think, oh, it's dry, it'll work. No, it doesn't work. Don't do it. You're gonna hate the drink. Get it fresh, or wait until it's in season, or when you can get it. Try something different that you don't need to get that.
So when you're having your barbecue, all right, what is it like? What is the dessert type things you like to have at your barbecue?
Oh, fruit salad. So for me, I'm not a big dessert person. I mean, I will eat a little dessert, but if I am having there's a couple things. So fruit salad, and the way that I make my fruit salad, watermelon salsa.
Watermelon salsa. Oh my God!
Watermelon, cucumber, lime is what I've done, and mint.
Yeah.
But Cindy, share it, because I will
Cindy, you got to give us that recipe so we can put that in with a drink.
Yeah, yum.
The fruit salad. Yeah.
So what I do is that I muddle, or I chop up mint, and then I squeeze lime, and I let it sit for a little while. Then I will add honey, and then I will add a little bit of sugar, not a lot, just a little bit of sugar. And then while that is sitting and kind of marinating in the juices, I will chop up I usually don't add watermelon to my fruit salad because it's too watery, but I'll do melon. I'll do strawberries, I'll do grapes, and a few other fruits, chop them up. And then and apples. I will then take this mint, and ginger. That is like a must, And so what I do is I throw the ginger in the freezer. So when I grate it, it grates beautifully. And not stringy. So then I pour that over the fruit and I mix it and I let it sit. What this mixture does is that it helps bring out the sweetness of the fruit, and it is absolutely delicious. The other thing that I do is that I get pound cake, Sara Lee's in the freezer, just bring it out, let it thaw out. Then I chop up strawberries with a little bit of sugar and then some Mexican crema or sour cream, and then I let it sit. And so then I slice up, so a slice of pound cake and then your strawberries. So it's almost like a strawberry shortcake. Yeah. Very fresh, very light, and it is very yummy. So those are kind of my two go-to desserts. Again, I'm not a big dessert person, so those are, for me, desserts are kind of, I forget about them unless I'm responsible for making them, which I'm like, don't make me make dessert. I mean, I can, but.
Well, yeah, no, for me, it's like, I like to have that like ambrosia fruit salad.
Oh, yeah.
That, to me, I always love that. All right. As a great thing to have on a picnicky, barbecue type event. But normally everybody would think like ice cream. I like ice cream and pie. It's just something that I think Gwen last night made a great peach, like a kind of peach throw together with some great peaches we had. All right. We only had whipped cream to go with it. We didn't have ice cream, right? While I love that, if I'm at a barbecue, to me, it's like outside doing stuff, watermelon. Just slice up some watermelon and eat it. Yeah.
And add some tahini to it. Watermelon, tahini, and some lime.
My watermelon, but I've never done tahini to it. I'm gonna have to try that.
A little bit of lime, and if you don't have lime, just the tahini, and it will elevate your watermelon. It is very yummy.
Yeah, but like to me, you get that. I mean, when we were kids, we used to just slice up a watermelon. You come up and you got your slice,
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And you just sat there and ate that thing right down to the green. There was no red on it when you were done with it. Right.
Right. That is yummy stuff. I love that.
That to me, that was a picnicky barbecue type thing.
One thing that I've been watching over the last couple of days has been Guy Fieri's grocery game.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been all about barbecue. Everything's been about barbecue. So I have just been like stuck to it. It's like, oh, what are they going to make? Well, this one person, they took peaches and threw them on the barbecue.
Yeah. We've done
And
that.
then mixed them with the habanero, those orange chilies, to give it just a little something. Oh my goodness, I never would have thought to pair that. And I'm like, ooh, I might have to do that. Just something spicy. And then I'm thinking, oh, that sounds good for me with pork. Make a barbecued pork chop and then throw the barbecued peach with this little bit of spice. You got the sweet and the spicy on a pork chop. So that's another thing that can be done. Just throw fruit on the grill, fruit like peaches, pineapple.
Peaches, pineapple, like we always do that. We always slice up pineapple and cook it on the grill.
Yeah.
All right, with some cinnamon onto it, some sugar, a little bit of brown sugar and cinnamon onto it. Yeah,
Okay.
Really, really awesome. So the other thing that we've done, it's more of a breakfasty type thing that we've done, but I kind of like the same thing. It's summery feel, and that is we do yogurt parfait. We'll put some granola into it, some blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. All right, and some low fat yogurt. And to me, that yogurt parfait, again, it's a light dessert thing that I'd like to have in a barbecue type situation. So
that sounds yummy.
yeah. So, but that's what I got. So what is your favorite out of tonight?
My corn is absolutely the bomb. I love the corn. And the Modelo goes absolutely delicious. The citrus of the tajin with the Modelo goes well. The barbecue, I mean, everything goes well with this Modelo. Another thing that I could have done with my glass, lime juice on the rim and tajin, and then pour the beer in there with the lime. That just would have added a little something. And then I don't do that very often. Once in a while, it's like, oh, I should do that. But the Modelo definitely had more flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying the Superior is bad. It is not bad. It is very refreshing. But when you're having just these bold flavors, Modelo stands up.
I was just going to mention this real quick. This is going to be in the comments. You and I will get it later and try this. But this is Cindy's watermelon salsa recipe.
Okay.
So,
Yum.
So I've got to agree with you. Even though Shiner's a Texas beer, the Modelo really has that punch flavor to it. All right, without being a way down beer. Remember the old days of a way down beer?
Mm-hmm. That he just felt bloated and
I feel bloated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that bloated with either beer that I had tonight. All right, but the Modelo gave me more flavor to go with what we've paired it with, which was the ribs. I had coleslaw and corn. So the only way that I had to punch up the Shiner to make it a little bit better was adding the lime juice to it, and when I added my barbecue sauce to the ribs and not the ribs by themselves, that punched the flavor up to make it pair better. But still, the Modelo went with everything. Hands down, Modelo goes with everything.
With or without lime. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the other thing. With or without lime, the Modelo goes with everything.
So Modelo, you're our favorite today. Thank you for being
Our
here.
shout out of the day goes to Modelo. Thank you.
Woo!
All right, for being part of our podcast tonight. We really appreciate you guys. All right, making a great beer. So, yeah. So, all right, Cindy's even giving us more on watermelon.
Oh, August 3rd. All right, good to know. That is Saturday because I have a race that Sunday.
August 3rd. No, August 3rd. That's a Wednesday.
Oh, that's a Wednesday. Okay, I thought it was that.
Yeah. Well, as we discussed, July and August we may put that in.
August 3rd cannot be a Wednesday. That is not a Wednesday because
it is.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It is.
Are you calling me a liar?
No, I was like, are you looking at the right date? I was thinking July was that Wednesday of July, and I'm going, oh, that 3rd is that Saturday after that Wednesday. So yeah. I forgot there's 31 days in July.
Yep.
Okay.
There's 31 days in July, and speaking of which, July 4th, we will not be doing a show. So That's the one
That's
time
right.
we will not be doing a show this summer because I won't be here.
There you go. So we may do something watermelon-y on August.
In August, we're going to do something watermelon-y. So cool. So, well, I mean, this has been a great, fun broadcast. Do you have any shout outs that you want to add in tonight? Anybody helped you make your stuff together tonight?
Well, for Sean, he helped make the cucumber salad, and he got the barbecue ready for me for the corn on the cob, and then threw the ribs in the oven so that I can heat them up and then put it under the broiler to get that little bit of char. So thank you so much, Sean, for helping me out. It was very helpful, especially because I only had an hour to prepare this time. I mean, I had all this stuff ready ahead of time, but
Hour prep time.
Yeah, an hour of prep time right before the show. And that's why, making sure that the lighting was okay. So he helped with the lighting. I know it's not my normal lighting, but he helped out with that. So shout out to him. Thanks, Sean.
I'm going to give a shout out tonight because my coleslaw did come from Kroger. So I'm going to do a shout out to Kroger. All right. And a shout out to Gwen because she actually picked my beers for me tonight. I did not pick them. So
good choice, Gwen. Yep. Thank you so much for choosing something good and for choosing.
And thanks for getting me on Modelo. So yeah, I'll be drinking Modelo more often now.
The only thing is that you can't get the little Coronitas. They all come in one size.
Yeah.
That or the tall boys that are more expensive. So it's better off you get the.
Well, now I know when I'm at a bar though, or I'm at someplace for lunch and they don't have like a Corona or something, I know that's a beer that I have and I know what it pairs with now because I've sat here and I can think of the taste while we do the show of what it pairs with. So now I know, okay, this is what I'm eating. It gives me more of an idea of what I want to drink with it. So.
Yep, and even if you don't have a lime, you can still drink a Modelo. And
I can still drink a Modelo without the lime. See, I learned that tonight. So
very cool, y'all. Thanks for being here with us, and hopefully you had good barbecue and good time with your family and friends. And
remember Memorial Day. Remember those people who died for you to have the freedom. They died for us to have the freedom to have this podcast. All right, and we could never say thank you enough. You gave up. They gave up their lives for your and I freedom. All right, and think about that when with the person who you disagree with. They gave up their freedoms and their life for that person too.
Right.
So let's honor them on this Memorial Day. Guys, we will be back next week where I believe we're going to do margaritas finally.
Yes.
We're finally going to do margaritas next week.
Yay. So we're doing coming back to the 1 week that we missed. And
1 week we missed. Yeah. Cause we realized that we should have done margaritas back on Margarita Day back in March. But
what paired with Chipotle? Did I get that right?
Yeah. We're still going to do Chipotle tacos.
Pick up a margarita and they now have them in cans and pick up some Chipotle, hang out with us and let's, chat for a while.
Yep. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great week.
All right, y'all. Bye.